So I'm here with my good friend Michael Cioni. If you would like to hear more of what we're about to talk about, the Frame and Reference podcast with Michael comes out on Thursday. So if you're watching this as it comes out Thursday, otherwise it's up. But today, high level stuff. Strada. What is it? How do you use it? How can it benefit us?
Strada is an AI cloud workflow platform, which is using all the dumb acronyms together. Right. So I apologize.
All the buzzwords.
All the buzzwords. I know it's annoying, but ultimately what it means is I'm taking AI, and instead of using it in its generative properties,
right, which is controversial.
It's controversial. It's a thing. It has its application, but the better place to use AI is in a utility form. Another way of saying that is the boring stuff. So we're taking AI to build boring tasks, solve them, so that you can do the fun ones in less time.
Yeah. So walk us through, you have a demo here, I think. The thing that I want to shout out, first of all, is I was talking with some of your staff. I think we need to mention you founded Lightiron. You helped design the DXL2. Great pedigree in this company. It's not just some nerd that came up with the.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure people know, what you're talking about. Generally, when you.
Well, I just shot a movie on an iPhone with an anamorphic lens. Do I know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
I don't know.
You do.
What are we doing?
Need to be so humble.
We're trying new things, and I love to discover and explore, and I love startups.
Yeah.
I love pain.
That's like working out, right? Working out is just.
It hurts
good
so
pain,
good.
So I would love to get in the demo, but one thing that I was just telling them too, the idea, just as a little teaser, the auto tagging.
Yeah.
So I was shooting this event, and I just needed people at the bar happy, and I had to scrub through 8 hours or what. I basically ran the whole thing, right? So scrubbing nonstop, and with Strada you can
search happy.
Even just one little element of Strada. I could have typed in happy guy, girl, whatever, at bar, and it went.
Yeah, that's what we're after here.
Yeah.
So I'll show you how it works. So
yeah, let's do it.
First thing I can do is, this is a friend of mine, and this is really important. This actually isn't AI. This is just powerful automation that people need. What you can see here are 3 different clips. I have an A camera, a B camera, and audio. And the audio I can just play back and we can hear it, but I can have it transcribed. So right there, automatically, I can see the transcription. It'll start driving the transcription, but I can't see it, right? If I click on the audio or the video, I can play it, but I can't hear it. And a lot of people have dual system sound, and a lot of people have a second camera. This gets really sloppy when you're sorting through things, especially when you just want to review it quick as a producer, director, cinematographer. So in Strada, we can select all and just say stack them. And when we stack them, they automatically go in a stack together, and it will take A camera, B camera, and sound and treat them as one. And we actually see, you can actually see they're just 3 different assets here that will stack together. We use time code to do that. You can also slip manually, old school, if you don't have jam time code.
Right.
But now you can look at any asset and you can directly search for what she says. This is Amritha Mary. She's a first AC. She was talking about the Tilta nucleus. And if I search that, we see there's 6 results. Just like in Microsoft Word, if I hit down, it'll take me to that. And if we click on this part, and she tells us about the nucleus.
So I mounted the nucleus through lens supports.
So just searching through transcription, remember, this video has no sound. So the video is following the anchor of the audio transcription, but you don't have to pre-render this. It's not rendered.
And also it's your transcription, which as the demo you did wherever it was, the on-stage demo.
Yeah.
This transcription is fast.
Yeah. It's about 6 seconds per minute. So it takes about 6 seconds per minute. And that could even go faster. There are ways to make it faster. Actually, transcriptions like resolution. If you want to go higher resolution, you just got to take more time. Mm-hmm. But we're trying to settle into a good balance between speed and accuracy.
Right.
I think you only need total accuracy maybe in the final finish.
Yeah.
But dailies, you might get away with a mid. So this is actually a mid transcription, and it's pretty quick, and it's pretty accurate. Yeah. But we also can transcribe 100 languages, and we can translate them. So if the editor is speaking a different language, here we have a moment where we have people talking, and we can see
Bonjour madame.
Bonjour.
Je suis
So we can see there is
là
a
pour récupérer
language
votre colis de
change here.
Saint-Valentin.
Ne bougez pas, c'est juste ici.
So there's the language translation. I can convert that right to English, and now we look at the same thing, and we see English.
Bonjour,
I can turn on the
madame. Je
captions,
suis là pour récupérer.
so we can see that.
Now, why is it that you can do this, but certain other programs are bad at this?
Well, the number one reason is a lot of programs are locked into an age-old, archaic, limited architecture. And so when the industry has a shape shift in what it expects, if your architecture isn't modern, it's harder to add things in. These are not filters or plugins, which are what most tools have been designed to intake. These are binaries. They're a very different type of technology. And we built an infrastructure on a platform called Rust. Rust is a totally different language that is actually designed to really make things very fast for AI model binary integrations. So even though Strada doesn't make the language model itself, we built an AI engine that you can plug the models in very little time and tweak and tune them, where other companies would have to spend months and months planning something like that. So they can only pick and bet on like one a year or two a year. We expect we'll be able to see AI models integrated into Strada multiple a day. And so the speed of that is purely based on a completely different fundamental architecture. Plus, we are not an app, we're in Chrome. The future of all software is web-based.
I genuinely don't think we even brought that up on the, I think I might have said, is it a plugin? And then we started talking about like a movie we liked or something, but I didn't realize this was all web-based.
It's all web, yeah.
That's insanity.
Yeah, we're the only people that are doing multicam web stuff. Also, we're able to do things like add LUTs. You could put log files in Strada in the cloud and actually see it gamma corrected. So we're some of the first people ever to do LUT-based web transforms in color science in HTML.
Right.
As complicated as color science is, it's easy in an application.
Yeah, implementing is
hard and
simple
Chrome
enough. Yeah.
So these are things we're trying to do because the internet is easier for sharing and collaborating. As cool as great apps are, it's very hard to work with and share elements in media and timelines. Even the ones that say they do it, it's hard.
Yeah.
The web, it's very easy to share a Dropbox link or a web link, and that's why web is so critical.
Right. And can you show us the that tagging thing I mentioned too?
Yeah.
Because and then after that, I want to bring up that this isn't even kind of the beginning of the Strada project, but we'll do this first.
So the last thing is we go into text. So I could take a bunch of clips and I can say tag them. And what we do is we deploy several AI analytics models that do location, faces, objects, actions, and even emotions, as you mentioned, happy at a bar.
So crazy.
And so when I do that, I still have the benefit of multicam. I still have the benefit of a transcription. So we can play and we can see multicam, we can hear this going. But I have a new tool here called analysis. When I twirl this down, what you're seeing on the left is all the things that the AI saw.
It even knows clapperboard. Like that's a specific thing. Like that's a niche tool that it's a clapperboard.
Yeah, if you needed to find the clapperboard in a tail slate, you would see. So the left is what it found, and the blue dots are where it found it. So when you look at this at a full view here, I can start to understand that it's discovered a bunch of things. So let's make that practical. Let's say we're looking for the scene with the cat, because this movie has a cat in it. If I click on this take here, all I have is a picture of a hallway. But if I look at the analysis, I can see the cat doesn't show up till here. So as an editor, if I skip right to that and hit play, what do you know? There's the cat. This is just a very easy way to start to see value. If I searched in action, like dancing, I can see there is a scene here where there might be some dancing. Let's hope that's true. And we go to dancing and we see where it finds the dancing over here. And I hit play. And we can see she starts doing a dance, right? So this is, this might be, there we go. So she's dancing. So we can see the ability to find that stuff because there's a lot in the kitchen in this particular scene and it's not all dancing, right? Another one I really like is like, oh, this is a really good application. We've discovered this. And I was like, wow, how different is this? Watch this. If I typed in drawer, you're shooting inserts. The insert team doesn't record audio. They're kind of doing it on their own. The editor has the main unit come in, and then the inserts show up. Might have been shot a different day, who knows? But look at what happens when I search drawer, which is an insert. If you look at this, the pattern emerges of the resets, back to one, back to one.
Oh,
you can actually
interesting.
see they did 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5 resets. I'm pretty sure right here, the drawer is gonna be closed, right? It's closed because there's nothing happening. But if I go over here, we're gonna see the drawer open because we can see action, right? So this little pattern is a whole new way of experiencing what I'm doing.
Right.
And when you
That wasn't even intentional. That's just like how it is.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
we're seeing patterns in the chaos. It's not totally random.
Yeah,
right? At first I was like, these are random. Like, no, they're not. There's patterns. And then when you combine the patterns with the transcription, now we have a triangle. So if you search for dog, you find every time someone says the word dog. Then you find every time it sees a dog, and then you find every time it hears a dog barking. And that triangle means that we can start searching what takes minutes in seconds, and we can get more granular, and there's a less likeliness of us missing something really, really fine.
Right. And so I should establish, A, how are we getting the footage into Strada? And B, is it collaborative workflows? Like, can multiple people access whatever? Are we using AWS or Drive or whatever, or physical drives? How is everyone getting into this system?
So the second question is really important to me. I don't like SaaS companies that charge for seats and users, and here's why. When we work as creatives, we have an ebb and flow to our schedules, and we'll have productions and work, and then we sometimes go dark or we prepare for the next job. The problem is you feel really bad if you're subscribing for 30 seats when you're on production, and then you have a month where you're planning and you got 27 seats you're paying for you don't need.
Right.
Or you have 30 seats and you need one more person and you got to kick someone out. The seat-based structure of charging makes sense in the past, but it's not fair to creative people because we don't work consistently all the time at the same size and scale. Right. So Strada only charges, we have no fee for users. It's unlimited users because I don't care how big your team is, and I don't want you to be penalized when your team is small and have to pay for it. How we charge, our business model, is usage-based. So you only pay for the taxi when you're in it. And the taxi can drive around all day and the meter's not running. So we're charging you when you're transcoding, when you're translating, when you're transcribing, when you're analyzing. And based on how much you need to do or how fast you need to do it, your cost goes up and down. And when you're in a dark month, there's no fee for any of those transactions.
Right.
And when you're in a busy month, you're getting income that's going to compensate for the amount of work that you're doing in the platform.
Exactly.
So that's how we charge. In terms of saving you additional money, we are not a cloud that you need to subscribe to for storage. Today, Strada has no storage. Instead, we connect to Google Drive, Dropbox, or Frame.io. If I want to add an account, I press the plus button. I can pick which of these clouds that I already subscribe to, and I can add them into. I just click on that, it'll launch the page, I'll authenticate, and I can add that into whatever it is, Dropbox, Google Drive, and I can add a cloud with media already in it, and we analyze it, and the files stay in place.
Right.
We don't have to move them. You asked about collaboration. When I have projects, I then can go to my user, and I can simply add the emails of people that I want to be in this account or this project to see what's in it, and then they're giving access to that. So it's really clever because if I were to go to Dropbox and I were to modify, I can see my Dropbox and I can decide which of these folders in my Dropbox do I want to add in here, because here I can see job candidates, and then I have a beta launch folder, I have education. I may add or subtract that, and what I add in here is what my collaborators will gain access to. So I'm taking, in this case, Dropbox and sharing it beyond there, but I'm controlling it from Strada.
Right.
And I'm able to manage all those permissions. And even better, I'm able to search between Dropbox and Frame.io at the same time, and I can even combine assets from two different clouds together, and I can copy and paste assets from one cloud to the other cloud at the backplane.
Right.
All of us have had to download assets to move it to another cloud at our internet throttle.
Right.
Not
hotel internet.
Hotel internet?
Yeah.
No, in Strada, you can just move it at the backplane, and I can copy files from Frame.io to Dropbox. at 10 gigabytes per second. So it's almost instant for a lot of files.
Yeah, and what about if I have a what do you call it? NAS or DAS,
Sure.
that I want other people to be able to see.
Yeah, if you have your own NAS or you have your own SAN or something like that, we don't have this yet, but we are building a technology we call agents. And agents allows you to connect local on-prem storage as a drive. But what it means is it's turning your drive into a cloud. What's a cloud? It's a hard drive that's managed on the internet.
Yeah.
So you could take a NAS, put it in Strada, and someone remotely could log into your drive that you give them permission to and pull assets off it or just play them off that. And you don't have to upload them to the cloud for them to be seen. And if you're just using an over-the-counter internet service, that costs $0,
right,
other than your ISP. But you're just playing assets because you're not really moving them. You're just playing them over internet. So it's a different way of thinking, but we think creative people cannot afford to put everything in the cloud. So we need to find ways that are hybrid.
Yeah, because like your AWS solutions are very much like enterprise. The average person is not investing in that.
That's right.
Also, this is all cool. We
Thanks.
love this.
Thanks.
This is just like the beta launch.
Yeah.
This is going to be a marketplace where people can add their own tools to this platform.
Yeah. We want people to be able to train on their own footage. We don't train on your footage. Your footage never leaves. We bring the model to you. Your footage never goes to the model. It's inside a virtual private cloud, a VPC. But what will happen over time is as you decide to train things, I hope you'll be able to train your own stuff. You could put that back on a marketplace and sell it as maybe a big, medium, or small revenue. I don't know. But we need people who know what they're doing to build models for specific things like logo detection or something like that. And then, someone should go around to every single camera and teach a model, that's a Red, that's an Arri, that's a Sony, that's a Fuji. It will learn that, and someone will need that for something, so sell it, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to give people, hopefully, that's what I hope in the future, a marketplace will enable to be possible. So the last step here is we have to get the media out. How do we get it to an editor? We're not trying to replace an editor. We're not an editor. This is so that people who don't want to be in Media Composer or Premiere or Final Cut or whatever, they don't have to have that just to see, search, sort, and discover. But we want to get this media to the editor. So we can go to the Export tab, and we have the ability to transcode if we want to any codec that we want. We can set resolutions, apply LUTs to that, and we can apply XMLs so that the metadata seen here can be imported into your NLE. Different NLEs allow for different depths of metadata.
Yes.
I will say Apple is absolutely the most advanced and robust metadata by far.
Wow.
By far. They're on the moon compared to everybody else. And Apple can actually take a full multicam experience. If I sync up multicam here, Apple will bring it in fully multicam and group clipped, and it will apply every single tag as a keyword collection. And when I search drinking, it'll give me all of the clips and just the in and outs of where the drinking takes place.
Sick.
Automatically.
I'm a Windows
It's incredible.
user.
The other tools may only take it at the clip level, so drinking is somewhere in this clip. There's a cat somewhere in this clip. But that's still going to save people time, and what we can do as a community is help urge all the NLEs to start thinking about time code-based metadata, where we've been just clip-based metadata for a long time.
Right.
That's no longer high enough resolution, so I'm hoping that we can make that better.
Right. And so actually that brings up another question I probably should have asked, but we talk about it a little bit in the podcast, but the integration with the NLEs is specifically that. It's that XML export. This is not like a window inside of Premiere, for instance.
No.
The way Frame.io is.
No. Yeah, because in Frame.io, in that window, you have to download the assets to your local hard drive anyway.
Yeah.
So that integration to me falls a little short because I don't want to have to download that way. I want to be able to manage things a little bit deeper than that. So plus, we are cloud agnostic. So if your footage isn't in Frame.io, then your Premiere experience is limited. By us being in everything, we're trying to find other ways to do that. So Frame.io is a great product. Premiere is a great product. They have a specific way of working. I want to go wider than that and try to reach a wider audience that works in different ways. And that's also why We need a lot of users to give us that input. We want to hear from everyone so we can try to make that work.
Yeah. It's such a cool platform, dude, and I'm very excited. I know we're friends and shit, but like, I'm just really stoked when the homies do good stuff.
I appreciate that, Kenny.
Thanks
Thank you for
watching.
everything. Really
Of course,
appreciate it.
man.
Yeah.